All clear.
We got busy building a brand new engine called the Glazer 2 engine. We kind of built that technology from scratch, which allowed us to kind of look at all the previous Hitman games and say, okay, where do we really want to improve? What do we really want to do? So we could kind of build the Hitman game that we've always wanted to build, basically. We looked at what can Hitman do? How does it feel to move Hitman? How should he control? And then also looking at kind of the unsung heroes of Hitman, which has always been the AI.
Everything clear.
You rarely kind of notice it, but they are actually what makes the game happen, right? So this time around, we really wanted to get busy doing a kind of far more vast reaction space for them. But at the same time, it's also, you know, it's where what you're doing is your story. There's no one else doing exactly what you just did. So that's really where we want to be.
I'm on it, sir. I'm on it.
We built an AI that is kind of aware of what the other AIs are experiencing. So one AI can see a dead body, and the other guy can maybe hear a gunshot, and a third AI sees Hitman with the smoking gun, right? And if they're close enough to each other, and this is pretty significant, then they can communicate, right? But if you kill them off pretty fast and pretty silently, then the rest of the AIs will be none the wiser, which means you can kind of get what we call containment gameplay, kind of containing your screw-ups, basically. And that's a big part of what we really like, that you can kind of alert a few guys, but not the entire level at a time.
Quiet down there. You okay? Hey, you there?
In the old games, it felt a little bit black and white, that either everything is fine or then you have combat, right? So this time around, you have a lot of different things that can happen. You can get arrested by police, for instance, instead of them just shooting you outright. We have this hippie apartment, and come as Hitman, they are kind of friendly, actually. They're not, you know, hostile. They are tolerant guys, right? So you can just basically go through that apartment. But come dressed as a police officer, they don't like police. So they'll probably tell you to get the hell out, or maybe they'll even try to jump you if you stay there, right? It will end poorly for them because, well, you're Hitman. But it's just a very nice way of actually showing how much span there is and what they can do. And that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg.
Nice getup, man. Very disco.
So we really wanted the game to feel like it's a movie, right, in some senses. So yeah, we did a lot of work with the camera. I think it's very safe to say that we have a lot of levels in the game that are more typical Hitman levels, where you start kind of surveying your surroundings, kind of planning your point of entry, if you will, or your plan of attack. But we also have elements where we, in short sequences, when the story kind of asks for it, we will kind of dictate a little bit what's going on. And that's something we've allowed ourselves to do in small passages, because we really wanted the story to be a little bit more present than it was previously.
Suspect is down.
This helicopter chase that you saw, it's meant to kind of really enforce how much pressure Agent 47 on is at that specific moment. But as you also saw, it's kind of brief. And if you look at the second part of the chopper sequence, Agent 47 actually gets to use a disguise and fool the helicopter. So we're still playing around with having some choice in how you actually deal with this threat. Everything from how high res we can do the textures, the lighting, kind of how the renderer is working, that's super technical, but there's a lot of stuff with post filters and all that stuff we can get in there, right? So we took a big step forward with that.
Exciting evening, huh? Lots of heavy stuff going down. Heard it's all about one man.
This dark humor has always been a very kind of part of the DNA of the Hitman franchise. Funnily enough, when we have users coming in, we have players from all over the world basically doing user tests to kind of help us to see if the game is actually playing how we want it, right? And they actually highlighted humor as one of their kind of best replay incentives.
You're on the top floor. Move it, move it.
I thought you quit the force a few years ago.
I never left.
People are really excited, not only because we're back, but also in the kind of the style we're back. It's looking good, right? And we really feel that we're building the game we always wanted to build. So yeah, a lot of positive feedback. So nice.